So in this video we're going to do a bit of a walk around of the FireXF RIP software. So first of all, I have these two programs open in front of me. One is the Fiery Server Control software and the other is the Fiery Software Manager. Now you can find both of these in your software under Fiery and you'll see all of the different types of software included. So firstly, looking at the Fiery Server Control, this basically runs your server. It also does the configuration around your server, so things like your licenses, hot folders, updates, all of that sort of stuff can be done in here. Even things like the auto start settings. Now if I wanted to, I could stop my server and I could reset my server, and I could also start my server from in here. Then we have our Fiery Software Manager, and this is where we can do updates on our installed packages, and this is also where it will sort of tell you whether there's updates available. As you can see, there is an update available for my software here. So I'm going to get rid of that one. Then we have open down here, there's our server control, that can go. And then we have open down here our Fiery Command Workstation. So this is how it opens up. You'll see at the top we have our servers. If I click on that there, we can choose different servers if we have them, different queues. If I go to the plus symbol, we can add servers. So you can see we've got multiple servers on our system. Then we have our printer. So you can see I've got an EFI Pro 30H plus white. And then underneath there we have our different queues. So at the moment I'm in my all job queue, which means I've just got all the jobs that are available. Now I could go into my waiting or held, processed, or printed, and we can just basically sort the jobs out from there. Across the top we have our sort of processing bars, so this is where our sort of loading bars will be once we send something off to print. Just across the top here, pictures of the machines, and then we will have our preview and our sort of job information down the side. If I click on one here, you'll see, so there's our preview and there's our summary of our job, and there's our media configuration down the bottom there. Just above our jobs we have our import, nesting, print and cut, delete, color tools, color editor and verifier buttons. Then we have these three dots here. This is where we can go to our server manager, which is where we can do a lot of our sort of setup for the machine. So we can do our media setups, we can do our workflows, which we're going to have a look at. Down here we've got our apps and resources. We've got our home, which is just for our server sort of setups, and we've got our job center, which is for our main RIP. Down at the bottom we also have our sort of account settings and a search bar there if you need it. So obviously if I wanted to bring a job in, I can press import, I could choose a job, I can then bring it through a workflow. Now if I wanted to edit a job, I can click on my job, right click it and go to edit, and then that will open up our editing space in here. Within our editing space we have sort of our crop functions, sizes, alignments, rotations, mirroring, sort of our sizes again. Then we have our file settings, we have our file layout, finishing, color, printer, and we have our verify tab there as well. And at this point here we can file and we can go preview, process and hold, print, or we can quit in there as well. And that's a little bit of a walkthrough of the FireXF RIP software.